a tough one to make.
I'm going back for penalty here. Now, number 6 is very naughty coming in the side like that, okay? We will not do that again.
So it is a no try.
So look at the royal brothers, William and Harry, the princes, praying. Praying that Stu Dickinson says yes. If no, it will come back for the penalty.
Who's sure that boot was touching?
Well, from the rear angle, it looked, this one, it looks like a dash of paint.
Yeah. He's wearing white boots.
Come on, Stu.
Anticipation reigns supreme.
Yes. Ball was in touch. Ball was in touch. Okay. No try. Here.
So Alan Rowland confirms what we suspected: disappointment for the Princes and the rest of the English supporters.
No. Penalty here. Penalty.
Well, they're going to get a chance, I would think, anyway, to get some points out of this. Look, I just want to again wrap up Matthew Tate there. We saw early on in the game. Made a couple little mistakes. Obviously composed himself, and what a run. Beat 5 or 6 defenders. Showed a good turn of pace.
Sure.
It was a great turn of pace from Matthew Tate. And the two players that have made inroads in that respect: Francois Steyn for South Africa, Matthew Tate for England. The young heads out there, this is an old one, this is experience. This is a man who knows how to soak up pressure and kick penalty goals in Rugby World Cup finals. Off the upright, it's 9-6 to the box. So play back underway, and the English have bridged the deficit. It brings their big crowd into this match. Disappointed at the decision of Stu Dickinson, but he got it right. And Mike Catt,
Oh, he doesn't look good.
Limping back to position.
Let's have a look, see if he grabs anything.
So everything looking
Just a hole. It's 36 Catt, I think.
well. He is with Oz Durant, the oldest of two players out there, and he looked very groggy after recomposing himself post the kick. Bucky's Boyter. And Juan Smith has it at the back. Dupree with the kick, and look at Habana. Both wingers flew high. Neither came down with it. Lewis Moody was there, as he always is. Crazy horse.
So if we don't get ball, it could be a penalty to...
I think South Africa have it.
Yeah, they've done well.
And Victor Matfield, well, Victor tries his hand at kicking, bounces awkwardly, but Quato comes away with it. Tiptoed through the tulips.
It was a great kick from Matfield. Very delicate looking.
The skills of the big man. I mean, we've seen him with the ball in hand. He could have been a great cricketer. He was a fast bowler, but injury had him turn his sights to rugby. That was the wrong one.
Oh. This is a big opportunity for South Africa. Robinson with injury.
So win, lose or draw, this will be the last rugby test for Jason Robinson. Bucky's Boyter again in the line out. The drive was good from England to start with, and composure not there for Berger.
South Africa ball. The ball hit me in the stomach.
Yeah, it went into Rollins there.
I don't care. Here we are.
He said Robinson's injured, I don't care.
But he said, I've got a bit of fun. He said there's 2 backs down. And the referee said, I don't care.
Okay, let's play on. Here we go. Where's your mark?
This would be tragic for England.
Yeah,
And for Jason if he doesn't continue.
England have got to make some changes. They've got to drag them off.
Back to
Make it
going.
play.
Touch.
You see the cross on the wrist of Robinson, a very religious man. It was Tui Gamala who converted him to the
Don't
faith.
push through. Take
And
pressure
Jason
if it
Robinson
comes on.
injured in that last game they played against South Africa, in trouble again.
Stevens is the better scrummager of these two. Now they've gone time off to make the changes. That's pretty sensible for England.
Okay, let's get him off now. All right.
Well,
This is Dan Hipkiss.
talked about the inexperienced replacements that the English will have to bring on.
So Jason Robinson, that is a sorrowful sight for he and his English supporters and teammates for that matter.
England serving only just winning that scrum. Become a maul, now they're getting dragged back. Hopefully they can recycle for them. England get it instead. It's a turnover each at scrum time now.
That's the last time we'll see Jason Robinson in England's jersey.
What a great career. 50 test tries. Well, in his 51st game, 28 test tries for Jason Robinson. Played quite a few tests for the British Rugby League side as well.
The difference that Stevens has already made to the English scrum is a younger, more enthusiastic, aggressive prop in Vickery.
Shoulders above your hips, please. Okay? Here's our mark. Crouch.
Well, everyone's dropping low. Stevens wants a hold between Durant and Smith. He's not giving him one. It's drifting before the ball comes in. And once it's steady, so they can get put in. That's a sad face from
Hang
Robinson.
on. Take more pressure than that, please. It can get better than that. Here's your mark. Come closer, crouch.
Well, this has to be better for South Africa.
Touch.
It won't get better for Robinson. He's off. England's 5th highest try scorer. History of their 15-man game. Johnny Wilkinson this time off the right. So as loud as that song has been all night, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, has the ball swinging out through the hands of the Springbok backline, and Francois Steyn once again making valuable metres.
No!
Dupree once again to the left, and Smith.
Hands out, 6 England! Hands! Advantage!
It will be a penalty if the Springboks don't use it, and they're happy
Do
for
not
that to
slow the ball
accrue.
down. I call ruck, I call hands out, you're on the ground, you're out of the game. Please.
Martin Corey protesting that once the box jumped on top of him, there was no way he could get away from it.
Let's have a
Are
look.
we having a shot at goal? Shot at goal.
One Smith.
Well, you can still see he's got hold of the ball, so he made no attempt to get out of that tackle. Whether I could or not, doesn't really matter.
We talked about this in the game the other night. Rollins talks to Corey.
All right, be very careful.
Oftentimes a final that's close and a big game that's close, it's not about who does something right, it's who does something wrong. And Corey there making the mistake. You've got to be listening to the ref, adapting to the discipline that is required. We knew the breakdown would be an issue. Gives Montgomery an opportunity at 3 points.
So penalty kick for penalty kick, and Percy puts another 3 on the board for his side. So as Toby Flood enters the field of play, that scoreboard 12-6 to South Africa might look familiar if you remember the 1991 Rugby World Cup final. The Wallabies victorious at Twickenham.
To England lose two of their most experienced backs could be a telling fact if this game goes down the wire.
So Flood is on for Cat. That is the experience they lose, in the words of Ben Choon. Nick Easter, the one-hand dish. And Tate. He's been good and he's been bad, but more recently he's been very good and he does well. Gomersall. Wilkinson is still out there. So much hinges on that boot for England. On to Priya. Up there, Kazali. He comes down with it. Because he is the halfback, Brian Habana launches a big rocket to Montgomery, and
4-7!
Corrie, who gave away the penalty. The referee barking orders. Tate kicks and chases. Danny Rousseau. Habana was flying off his shoulder. The crowd protests for obstruction.
He didn't touch anyone.
Well, that's right. The crowd will carry on a bit.
Play on in everyone's books except those supporting the English. 40,000 last week, 50,000 this week. And Tate steadies the ship for the side of Mike Catton. He will watch the rest of the final from the sidelines.
South Africa the line, or England the line, please. England the line.
We saw this is what no one got obstructed there, and rolling right on the spot. Play on.
Well, he played 3 tests for Ireland as a halfback, Alan Rowland. His first against Argentina in 1990. So he knows the game at every level. Smith, Dupria, Berger. The pass to James out the back. JP Peterson had nowhere to go.
Gee, that's ordinary play from the Springboks. No one taking the ball to the advantage line, just transferring it. Very easy to defend. You can see the English defenders are happy to use the sideline here. And all you're doing there is giving possession over the opposition.
It's a great tackle from Dan Hipkiss. Born in Ipswich, Dan Hipkiss. That is not the western suburb of Brisbane. That is Ipswich in England. We offer warm welcome to all our Australian viewers watching this Rugby World Cup final.
Lost forward here, line out is over.
I'm not sure Shedden was supposed to get that ball. Very rarely do you require a prop to make a long left-hand pass to 10. He was just wrapping around the corner and quite surprised to find the ball in his hands and deal with it appropriately. Again, South Africa at scrum time. Look at Stevens going right across, but South Africa have done well, in and out.
So the Boks once again launch an attacking raid, and James lays it back.
It's okay, ball is out.
The English defender right on the line, but riding it well. Berger has it at the back now. Extracts an English leg.
Green behind the ball. 4.
And the turnover.
Offense running in front. Number 3 running in front, okay?
An offside indiscretion from the Springboks.
Just starting to see a little bit of lack of composure, I guess, starting to creep into the South African side.
CJ van der Linde was standing in an offensive position there in front, and so when Smith ran into it, he was blocking the tacklers from making a tackle.
It had an effect here.
This game stays close once we start getting to that 65, 70-minute mark.
Give it to that bloke.
I think the South Africans are going to start panicking. And the English will think, well, hang on, we can actually win this.
There is van der Linde. He should have just dropped back and gone with Smith into the offensive line. He wasn't causing any use there.
He had the look of a guilty man, van der Linde, as charged. Backfield almost spoils, but Kay gets in front of him. Hipkiss, he has a big job to do. Berger picks him up and dumps him.
Stay back.
It's there for Gomersall now. Indecision, Wilkinson steadies things. Gomersall has it in his hands again. He's nailed behind the advantage line.
The rucking in this game has just never stopped being absolutely furious.
Yeah, Deep Wilkinson is standing. Thought about kicking. The pass option was employed. Once again, Dan Hipkiss with work to do. Made his debut against Wales this year. That was a 62 points to 5 demolition by the English. They're 6 down here and Gomersall darts.
Each of these meters is absolutely massive. It'll give Wilkinson a better opportunity if he wants to have a shot at the posts.
Saki took it forward and Habana
No.
as he's been all night.
I'm not disputing he was on his feet. He wasn't on the ground. We didn't have a ruck. Okay? A scrum, going forward. He wasn't down.
So important
Here's our mark.
that Smith
Two hookers,
picks and
please.
chooses
Here's
the
our mark.
fights he has.
England ball.
Rollins. Make sure that he doesn't disappoint the ref too much. Got to bring focus to what he wants.
Crouch.